3:30, and welcome to all of you crowds of people out there. I know you all signed in. Good.
Yeah, she did.
So we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. It's a beautiful day out today. Feels like real spring now. All right, and Frank is under the weather, so we hope he feels better. I'm glad he didn't come share his dreams with us. All right, did you have a chance to read the minutes?
I did.
Okay, we have one correction. We need to correct the loan amount from $1,053,817 to $1,222,274.74, and that amount was for the original bridge. The $1,053,000 was for the original bridge cost. The new $1.2 million is the revised and current bridge price.
And which agenda item?
That was number 4C, for the Muskoma Bridge loan.
Okay.
Alright, so we changed that down here, the bold, right at the bottom there.
4C, okay.
Right there.
So that loan amount, was that the loan amount that was stated in the meeting?
Yes,
Okay.
so,
So my understanding of correcting the minutes is to correct things that were reflected in the minutes that were not stated.
right, oh, okay,
And so if it's stated, I would not vote to change the minutes, but what I would do is to support making that clear in these minutes.
right, so we have to.
There's a difference.
Yes.
Right, we have to make a new motion to approve this new amount then, if correctly is a number change.
Yeah,
Or the whole state.
and then
So-
this meeting's minutes will state that.
So we aren't going to approve the minutes as written,
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
and I will second that. And then, in order to get this rightly stated, we're going to read, oh, actually, we're not, because, should we handle that part on 4B then,
You
on the
can.
bridge loan? Because
Yes,
we
you
have
can.
that part. So I'm gonna actually move this note over to 4B and we'll discuss that there
And we'll vote
and
that.
sign.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Aye. All right, that is done. That post note on there after. All right, you know what, I'm gonna skip to 4B then, so we can do this first. Emily, is that okay with you? If we
Yep.
just scoot around here, okay. So, the bridge loan, and this really has wonderfully stated here, we are approving the new bridge construction loan in the amount of $1,222,274.74, which is the bank loan amount, and we're rounding it up to $275. So this is what we voted on last meeting. The new amount is the current amount of the bridge loan.
So I will make a motion that we approve the $1,222,275 amount for the bridge loan.
I will second that. All in favor?
Aye?
Aye. And we're not signing anything on this, it's just the motion.
Correct.
Correct.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you need to authorize, in the meeting minutes, it has to be authorized 2 people to sign for the disbursements.
And
See the highlighted, I highlighted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
do you highlight this for a reason?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm catching on, year 5.
I like my highlighter.
Barb, read here. Okay, the select board needs to state who will be allowed to request and sign for disbursements. Best if there were at least 2 individuals, such as you and the town administrator and or the treasurer. And then there's a sample form attached. So it would be And do you have, and Julie, I'm just gonna ask you, are there any timing requirements that you would say somebody needs to be around all the
Yeah,
time
I
for
would say
this?
so. So, I mean, it could be a select board member and the treasurer, or a select board member and myself, or someone
Well,
who's
You
here.
full-time, I would make a motion that we empower the chair of the select board and town administrator to have the authority to sign.
I'll second that. All in favor?
I,
Aye. So, can I write on this?
State our names.
Hmm?
Just state our names for the
Yeah.
minutes.
Barb
Yeah.
Campbell and Julie Hoyt. Okay. Will be allowed to request and sign for disbursements. All right. All in favor?
I,
I think I said aye.
I,
Okay. My game today. All right, back to 4A, EMD update and USDA disaster recovery program. Miss Emily.
Hi.
Hi.
So I'll go through what updates I have for you guys, just on some other things. I worked with Gary on filing a letter of intent for the hazard mitigation assistance program. This is for the Green Hill culvert work. Haven't heard anything more about that. I think that was submitted last week, maybe even 10 days ago now. A lot of stuff at Homeland Security, we have to get through the eclipse, so I'm gonna hit them with a lot of emails tomorrow. So I just wanted to let you all know about that. I've let Julie know. We'll see how that goes. It's a $30,000 project total, hoping for federal dollars, $22,500 with a $7,500 match from the town. So,
Fingers crossed.
yeah, fingers crossed. We have our hazard mitigation plan process beginning tomorrow with a meeting. I believe Frank is the representative for that. Those Zoom invites have gone out. We are going to be meeting in person. Just to let you know, Olin, Garneau, and June, the mapping planning solutions, they have been filing quarterly reports. That's through the Building Resilient and Infrastructure Grant funding that came from the feds to the state. We have to file quarterly reports as soon as we get those funds. And while nothing has been happening, it's just saying, yep, we've got a meeting schedule and things, and we have until, I think it's August 2025 to complete that. There's that. We do need your signatures, if you've got that, or a signature on completing the annual review of the emergency operations plan. Didn't think it'd been a year, but a year has flown by.
Yeah.
So if we can just make sure that that is signed off.
It was
Yep.
in there, yeah.
That you use your res.
And basically the
Okay.
review I did, there's some contacts that have changed.
Okay.
Just from the last storm, just some of the different resources that, we reach out to, people who are available for those.
Gotcha. So no motion, just a signature on this paper.
Correct.
Right?
Yep, and then,
Thank you for keeping track of all that.
Chief, that just goes into the EOP folder.
Okay.
Fine, that's great. And that is it for updates. So regarding this culvert on Bear Lane,
Yes.
are you from Bear Lane?
Yes.
Yes. Excellent. I'm Emily Benson.
I'm Andrew Tellis.
Oh, hi, Andrew. Nice to meet you. Are you Mr. Bailey? So I have been speaking with David and Helene, the Pesties, about this. And shall I explain a little bit the program and you can explain the damages, or vice versa? So as I've been reaching out to private property owners and different folks since the December storm, learning a lot about different funding programs that are available. One of the things that was brought to the attention initially to us, I think from Bartlett, but was the emergency watershed protection through the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Natural Resource Conservation Services. And I had not heard from you from anybody on Bear Lane had not even been aware of what had happened up there. Being a private road, I mean, I'm dealing with some other private roads and, folks are taking care of those things. But it's a program that could conceivably, there's some funding available. However, there are, usually when, I guess I'm learning a lot, there's money.
Yeah.
You don't just get it, and there's
Yeah.
a lot of time involved. And certainly when we're looking at some, certainly with watershed protection and work that needs to be done, from my impression of this program, it's certainly the town serve as a sponsor. That's a requirement. A letter of support needs to be written. And it's, so it's sort of the level of the damages and how it impacts the town, and so there's a lot of different components. So with that, I'm gonna segue it to Andrew, and then you can chime in, because Julie's been in touch with Matt as well, so.
Okay, so in the December storm, our culvert was damaged, and the road over the culvert was washed out. Okay, and that's been repaired, and we paid for that. The road was repaired, not the culvert.
Gotcha.
And what we've since found out is that the culvert, because the water washed out a lot of the sand, all right, and the rocks came down and crushed it, so it's now an oval instead of circular, all right, and we had just replaced the culvert 2 years ago at a tune of about just under $8,000. All right, my recollection is 7,800, but and now we're seeing, okay, we have to replace it again because there are trucks that go over there, and it is towards the end of the road is actually a fire hydrant that's kept open by the town. Yes. So we're looking to see, okay, one of the things that we heard as far as the description of what needs to be done is there also, in addition to what we had done previously, there has to be a cage built across the top with rocks in it, which I don't believe was done last time, to prevent this kind of thing from happening again, or minimize the possibility of it happening again. So that's kind of what I know as far as the damage. And like I said, 2 years ago, it cost us just under $8,000. Now we're looking to do something more, because
More sustainable.
we've been told that there was a lot of issues with how culverts were created or built, and so now we need to upgrade.
So is the culvert the one that goes from Switchback onto your road? Is the one right there, or is it on this circle of your road?
It's right off Switchback on Bear Lane. It's
Okay, so
about 20 feet off Switchback,
Okay,
and the stream goes right under it.
okay. So it's really considered on Bear Lane, not really part Switchback, part Bear, just making sure I get it geographically. And I did see the pictures too.
So I have been in touch with Scott Hayes from the water precinct, and I was in touch with Jay, just kind of clarifying. And Gary mentioned, we keep that clear, the hydrant clear. So there's the involvement of the town for clearing that. Scott, the fire department uses it for any fire suppression needs. And the water precinct uses it for flushing of the system, in terms of the overall water system. So he is, I think I had CC'd him on a reply I made to that email chain. He's aware of, what's going on. Certainly, if there's any work that will be done, he wants to definitely be in the loop, because I guess that line goes up and then turns into Bear Lane, and you start digging. I guess water lines are about 7 feet down, so if there's anything,
You guys are on town water?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah,
Good enough.
so.
Town water, private septic.
So, Julie, I mean, conversations that you've had.
Well, I did, I relayed the conversation to the select board, what Matt had told me, so.
It is, I mean, again, I apologize, I haven't had time to review the
The
attachments. to that.
program, it's not gonna cover the cost of replacing the culvert. It's the program takes care of like the protection of the water surrounding the culvert. So it's not replacing the culvert, that has to be done on your own. It's wetlands permits, it's doing,
Okay,
mitigation for the water that's coming through the culvert.
so it's focused on everything with the watershed.
What's causing, yes,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah,
Sorry, that brings up a point which I forgot to mention as far as the damage.
yeah.
Because of the volume of water that went through, all the land around the stream has now, all the vegetation, everything has been
Yes.
kind of wiped out. And now it's, basically we have a beach there that used to be, have shrubs and whatnot. So that was an additional
It
damage
is
that I
pretty beachy.
didn't.
Yeah, it is very sandy up there now.
So the culvert is maybe one issue, and then the watershed area could possibly be another for the vegetation, or do we feel like that's not?
I think the idea is to prevent this from happening again, so.
The culvert would be.
Yeah, the culvert, so you need an engineer to do a study.
Mhm.
You have to, it's very expensive. It's
And-
not just, and we have to, if the town was gonna be a sponsor, we would have to monitor it yearly,
Right,
kind of like we do with Malone.
right.
I was wondering, is it
Yeah.
kind of along the lines
It's
of Melissa?
pretty much the same,
Okay.
yeah. And this happened from the December storm, or was this from the more current storm?
No,
The December.
December.
one
Okay,
of
I just wanted to make sure that,
Yeah.
we've
Yeah.
had a few, so.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure this was the December storm.
I like the suggestion that perhaps a meeting on site with all the players.
yeah,
I mean, I saw that, and I thought, well, this makes perfect sense. Gary needs to be involved. Scott's already volunteered to come up and be
Yeah, I mean, he
part of
wants
that.
to-
He should be.
yeah.
And maybe
Um,
they're the sponsor, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Well, so that was what I was wondering,
Mhm,
if
Because it's their hydrant.
it's their hydrant, it's a different,
Mhm.
it's a municipal entity.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
But just
Yeah.
managing the water up there, you know.
Is really good.
And if whoever the select, board, Frank is the liaison with the highway department, but if he can't make it, one of the two of us
Mhm.
should, and I'm around and,
Mhm.
Yeah.
working remotely and able to pop down for a meeting
Okay.
most days, never Wednesdays, but, I mean, having everybody meet on site to actually look, and should Burr be there? When you
Yeah,
start using
maybe.
the word engineer,
Engineer, right.
he's on retainer with us, I
Mhm.
mean, and has an understanding of
I'll ask the question.
town issues
Mhm.
involved
Right.
with some of these things too, so.
in terms of the time, to yearly manage it and keep an eye on things, how does that work with Maloon? I mean, when you say compare it to Maloon,
Well, that's,
Like, I mean,
that's
it's-
forever. That's,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And
So
that's the
it's-
caution,
what's
Yeah.
that?
and that's essentially the cautionary
Right,
piece here for us,
okay,
is that our buy-in and sponsorship is a forever deal.
okay.
Sounds like,
Yes.
unless
Yeah,
I'm
yes.
misunderstanding that.
If we're representing it, being
So-
a sponsor of it, it would be for maintaining it
Okay.
forever.
And since I've never been on the board when we've done that, I'll want to be able to talk with all these professionals and understand clearly what it means.
What that means?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Um,
Not that it's a deal breaker, but
I just think we need to know all
I think the
the current
interesting
and
thing,
future.
yeah, I would be interested to
Involvement.
see how this ties in with, yeah, the replacement of the culvert. That cost is, you know, is that truly not involved? That,
No.
yeah, that doesn't
Mm-mm.
take part in
I
that.
don't even know, I know it's at the bottom of the switchback. I don't know how steep it is right there, Kevin. I mean, are we gonna have to be, you know, loading up some good size stones in there? Or?
Well, they fixed the one out on the road on Switchback, which was a, like, 4-foot one? It was huge, they fixed that, but I guess.
4-foot culvert?
Was it 3 foot or 4 foot, wasn't it?
And this,
Yeah.
this is literally just like
And that's,
maybe 100 feet further up the road.
yeah,
Hmm.
and that's just water from the other side now that you're controlling.
Yeah.
So they took care of the water from the one side, and now it's come down lower from where this one is. And this culvert is, you know, we set up a ways and
Yeah,
on the other side of the road.
and that's
So
why
it's all
we
water
ditch
from
along
there,
the side
so-
of the road.
Yeah, I don't,
It's-
what size culvert is it?
I think it's 24 inch. 24, 36.
It's a good size.
That would be my answer.
Yeah.
Oh, this high?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting pretty good.
I think it's 36. Yeah.
I think I'm learning a lot about culverts.
No, I know,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought there was something in here that said how big, no, it said it was compressed by 4 inches, I thought I saw
Yeah.
something on there. But, so a couple things then, I guess, number one would be to set up a meeting, and Emily, do you wanna take the lead on that?
I'll take the lead on that. I've just written down never a Wednesday.
Right, and then.
If I'm gonna participate,
Yeah.
and I'm happy to, but
Yep, and
I
I
don't
can
wanna
be
step on
available
Frank's
to
toes,
Frank.
'cause he's
So
the
Scott-
liaison.
Frank Barb,
Mm-hmm,
Burr.
yep. And
What are we talking about as far as timing? The reason I'm saying is because Friday I'm leaving for 2 weeks to go to France, so,
And do you have a representative from the 4 people that, like, or would you all
The only
consider wanting to
person
be here? I'm
that,
sure
I mean,
Sue-
right now the Mateskis are out,
Yeah,
and Lisa McAllister is around.
is what?
So
She's around.
she's around,
Yeah,
so she
So-
can, probably, she's more knowledgeable than I am anyway.
She's a good person.
So,
yeah, so I guess rounding up as many people as quickly as we can, if
Okay.
we can this week.
I think I have all of your emails. So what I'll do is, I mean, I think the key thing is gonna be connecting with Matt, to see what his timing is.
Yeah, and
So-
Burr is usually pretty available.
And
You're leaving
Burr-
Friday morning?
yes.
Okay. Thursday morning before 12:30, Thursday afternoon after 4 p.m. And before the planning board meeting at 7. Our times I'm free to pull away from what I'm doing.
Okay. Okay.
And then Friday,
Yeah, I would be shocked.
Yeah,
Matt.
big time, so,
I-
yeah,
yeah.
Or the next week.
which you're out, but. and
But
you're not
Lisa,
available,
you're
but
saying
if-
that Lisa could.
I don't know if that Matt needs to be there, because he's not the engineer that's gonna be able to say what the mitigation needs to be
Oh,
for that water coming down.
Okay, so it's getting,
Yeah, I think
maybe
it's-
we should talk a little bit
Yeah.
more.
Yeah,
Okay. I see getting a meeting, well, we can talk about this offline maybe, but
Yeah.
it might be hard to happen this week.
Mhm.
Or
Like-
you think maybe Thursday? Would Thursday?
I'm around this week. I mean,
Okay.
I've been,
Okay,
so,
okay. I'll follow up with everybody.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just include Julie, she'll have with one of us to make it. If
okay,
Frank can make it by Thursday, then
Yeah.
otherwise.
okay.
And if you wanna, if it's not gonna happen until after you leave, and you want to have a conversation with me up there before you go, I can do that on Thursday.
Yeah.
If we can't pull all the players together, I'm happy to. You just, for me to be up there and really
It's a
see
visual.
it would be
I'm
helpful.
fine with that. I mean,
Okay.
I honestly, and I'm not, I don't know how much help I'm going to be other than showing it to you.
Right, well.
I think that could be
You're-
done.
you're
No,
the representative, though. I mean,
I'm fine with that, and I'm
even
just,
if Gary was around and,
Yeah,
you know,
just to
whatever.
get the, make sure you have the right landmarks.
I just don't want you to
I'm
leave.
not an engineer.
I don't want you to leave not having had an opportunity to provide input if you've got thoughts on that you'd like it to be part of the record.
And then my other question too is everything safe the way it is today and you can get into your road and driveways and everything?
Yes.
Okay, that's making sure you can get to your house as long as you don't have any big
Our
floods.
concern is, you know, how much, I mean, it's safe right now,
Yeah,
but the culvert's plastic
right.
and it's already compressed 4 inches
Mm-hmm.
on one end. So, and the rest is we can't see.
Right. But it's not, okay, so we'll hear from you.
Okay.
Perfect. If
I
I don't
walk
see you, have
everywhere,
one
so I
watch.
don't-
What's that?
I walk everywhere, so I don't drive over there.
All right.
Anything else? Perfect. If you need emails, I know there are a bunch on the chain, but
Yeah, I can pull those off
Yeah.
and take a look at that other stuff. Okay, thanks.
awesome, thank you. Culvert. The year of 2024 is a culvert.
That's my number on the bottom if you want to call. If we can't get it together and we still like it.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks.
All
Why
right.
don't I give you my phone number and
Oh, the 4C is board and commission appointments. So,
phone number is 617 697
we have Brian Byrne, who has expressed interest on the Conservation Commission. So I will make a motion to appoint Brian Byrne to the Conservation Commission starting April 1st.
I'll second that, he's done it before.
Good, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
awesome.
Right. And then the next is Tom Seidel, who has also been on the Conservation Commission.
No, he's not going to, sorry, I forgot to take that out.
Take that one off?
No,
Is that
yeah,
Okay.
that one off, sorry.
Does that mean there's still an opening?
There's an opening,
Okay.
yes.
So there is still an opening on the Conservation Commission for one regular member. Okay. All right, and then the next is for the Zoning Board of Adjustment, and that is for Dave Mateski. And he has expressed interest, so I will make a motion to appoint Dave Mateski to the Zoning Board of Adjustment as a regular member.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. He's a reappointment as well. And do we still have one opening on the zoning board, or, I can't remember now, I know it was in the news.
I know we have alternate positions.
Yeah, we have alternates for
And
sure.
on the planning board and on the,
Yeah. All right. Next is 4D. We have the Jackson Select Board authorizing the transfer of $22,000 to be deposited into the expendable trust funds for the warrant articles listed above. Listed below. Police Department Equipment ETF 0051, Article 5 for $3,000. Maloon Groundwater ETF 0071 for $2,000. Town Office Equipment ETF for $47. And that is for, 0047 is the fund, and that's for $7,000. There's a typo that just threw me off. It says EFT instead of ETF,
oh, ET.
and I totally lost it. And then on the new library maintenance and repairs ETF, and this is the one that was approved at the town meeting, and the library trustees are agents to expend, and this is Article 9 for $10,000. That's a total of $22,000.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, more numbers and reading, all right. The select board is requesting the following withdrawals from the trust funds as indicated below. $2,700.20 from the police department equipment expendable trust fund 0051. Invoice number INUS 235671 dated 3/15/2024 for Axon Enterprises Incorporated. $7,500 from the Town Office Equipment Expendable Trust Fund 0047. Invoice number Jackson NH-0001 dated 3/28/2024 for Boating Works. Money well spent. $712 from the Maloon Road Groundwater Maintenance Expendable Trust Fund 0071, invoice 30933, dated 12/22/2023 for HEB Engineers Incorporated. $160 from the Wentworth Wildcat Fund, invoice number 2403, amount $160, dated 3/7/2023, from the Jackson Ski Touring Foundation Incorporated. And lastly is $90 from the Baker Prospect Farm Trust 0023, invoice number 2403, amount $90, dated 3/7/2023, from the Jackson Ski Touring Foundation Incorporated.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. There you go. Thank you. All right, next is the liquor license for the Wentworth Hotel. So this is extending the liquor license outside of their licensed area to accommodate outdoor wedding receptions between May 1st and November 5th, 2024. And it's private property owned by Atlantic Equity Partners. This is the proper license has been obtained for the state of New Hampshire. This has our normal rules. All tent walls will remain closed the entire time the tent is up while any amplified music is playing. Noise levels will not exceed 90 decibels as measured from the center of the tent, in the tent as measured by a calibrated decibel meter, and music will not play any later than 10:30 p.m.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you. Sarah Cummins had asked at a previous budget meeting and at the town meeting as well, what our cost savings were for the solar that we have in place now. So it's not as easy as giving a dollar, like a dollar amount, but there's some numbers here, and the highway electric costs have been cut in half. So it's from about $3,500 to $4,000 to $1,000 to $2,000 per year, which is pretty nice and significant. And then the town office has gone from $2,400 a year to $600 to $800 per year. So definitely recognizing the cost savings, and then Julie sort of keeping track on the power purchase agreement, and that will come. We'll start paying that in 2025.
Yeah,
So
they're supposed to be sending us information on that.
yeah. So yes, there are definitely some big savings that we're recognizing.
That
Questions?
actually does seem pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
So,
I didn't think we had as many good numbers here, so.
Yeah,
Great.
that's good.
And I appreciate Sarah asking that so we could track it. So. All right, Valley Cross Road Bridge. I was really kind of excited to see the detour signs, and I never thought I'd say that, but it's like, yay, finally, we're getting the bridge done. So we're putting up signs starting today, if you haven't seen them, and then the clearing is going to be done for the rest of the week. The road closure is actually scheduled for April 16th, but I know we're going to be doing some tree clearing prior to that, so there will be detours, there will be closures. We respect all of those and hope that everyone is safe around the detour areas. So I think, no motion on this. Tree clearing was this week, and the bridge was actually closed because of some trees that were down during the last windstorm, so we got a little taste of what it's going to be like with the cross closing.
yeah, I noticed their timeline. I has things wrapped up by 11/28,
November
which
15th.
would be great.
Yes.
But at any rate, it looks like a pretty straightforward project, I think,
I
to
hope
all the
so.
people involved.
Yes. Hope for safe,
Yeah.
safe and expedient project. So, all right. We don't have any new short-term rentals for today, and no building and driveway permits. And we're gonna have a little bit of a lull before our next meeting because of some traveling. So, our next meeting will be actually on Tuesday, May 14th at 3:30. And then the meeting following that is May 28th at 3:30. So this is the only meeting we're having in April, but we love each other so much, we're gonna stick around for 2 more meetings today. Any public comments today? Anything else, Bob?
Oh, what is it, it's Bartlett Jackson Ambulance?
And that is
at
gonna start at
4:30,
4:30, so
and
it's,
the transfer station starts at
5:30.
5:30.
so it is 4:05, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
All in favor?
right?
Aye.